and then Uncle Europe sings our theme music.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
I assume that's the start of the video.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna
That
do
was really great theme music, by the way.
da da da, or the other one.
Both.
Yeah, I'm the best at these.
It's actually a longer theme song, and the middle section is just quiet, and we were talking over it like jerks, so the viewers won't be able to hear it.
Yeah, that's true.
But there was a really beautiful melody in the middle that is unhearable.
Okay, Okay, we're playing a game of Summoner Wars, and I'm Uncle Europe, and I'm gonna be the cloaks run by Mr. Vlox up on the top half of that screen that you see in front of you.
And I'm Umbrageofsnow, and I am playing the Mountain of Argath, commanded by Sunderved on the bottom half of the screen.
On that same screen that you see before you.
On the exact same screen. We're not playing Summoner Wars on two different boards, like, what's that version of chess that you,
Bug House, all I'm thinking of.
Well, Bughouse, but there's another one, Krieg, I'm looking this up because this is really important.
It really is.
Kriegspiel.
You should look up, by the way, coin chess. I think you'd really like coin chess.
I'm much more interested in Kriegspiel, which is where both players are on the same board and you have a moderator, and one player has all their pieces on one board, and the other player is the other one, and the pieces are invisible, and you have to try and guess, and the moderator informs you of illegal moves.
I'm gonna have to do that.
I would totally play that with you sometime.
Yeah. And I have to explain coin chess now briefly.
Although we should do Kriegspiel Summoner Wars sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, I'm into that. Okay, but now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So coin chess is one board, so that's disappointing. Like we've already started off on a bad
I mean,
here.
all games are better with two boards.
Yes, exactly. But each color is controlled by two different people. Okay? One player on each team controls the pawns, and the other player controls all the backline, right? And both players kind of have a mixed control over the king and queen. Okay? Now, everyone's goal is a little bit different. The people that play the royalty, as they're called, are called actually something different, but royalty works. And they are trying to win a game of chess, right?
Okay.
And the pawns are just trying to keep the most pawns alive at the end of the game. Okay?
So they're mostly just opposed to being oppressed by the nobility.
Exactly. And then like they're fighting over the control of the queen mainly. I'm pretty sure, or maybe it's the other pieces. Regardless, that's a concept. You can go look it up. I'm pretty sure I got something wrong, and there are a lot more details involved in it, and it's fantastic. Never played it, but I want to.
So what's your favorite champion in chess? I like the bishops way more than knights or rooks or the queen. Queen's way overcosted.
Exactly. Bishops are one of those ones that I really like. A lot of my games that I win are due to people forgetting how bishops work. So,
I mean,
I have respect for the bishop.
We've discussed this before, but I think playing a game where you're relying on your opponent forgetting how the game works is not the height of strategy.
Not unless you're choosing your opponents for the strategy.
Anyway, so Vlox versus Sunderved.
Oh, yes.
We should roll to see who goes first. And you rolled a 5, and I rolled a 2.
Okay. Well, I could totally make this work. I could also totally fail. Let's go. I'm going to do that and that. This is actually a pretty interesting opening. I like this.
Sure. I like getting early wounds on Vlox.
Yeah, and I like getting early magic with Vlox. Here we go. Vlox attacks. He is good at attacking.
I love getting early wounds on Vlox.
Okay. Now, the Scrapper attacks the Warrior. This is the attack I really cared about. The other one was a feint.
And the Scrapper also fainted.
Okay, the Gunner is going to shoot the Gunner that's on the edge of the board in rage over the fact that her entire team is garbage. Headshot.
She is actually enraged.
This Gunner is going to win the game for me. She's the only person on my entire team that actually knows how to play this game. Okay, so let's just mark that down right now, just so you know. This gunner is going to win the game for me. Got that?
We're gonna make her purple so
Okay.
that
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. We'll remember that. Okay, your turn.
I'm going to draw my hand and remember to flip them. So hopefully Colgha will be with us for the next video that we try to do on Friday.
Hopefully that can all work itself out there.
Okay, hand is flipped. Obviously I am not summoning anything because I don't have any of the large number of zero cost Mountain Vargoth units, and no events. So moving.
While you're thinking, I'm going to distract you with a little bit more about coin chess.
I
Okay.
am welcome to hear it. I'm happy to hear it.
One of the coolest things about it is that the two opposite teams, like since it's really four teams against each other, it's just that two of them are forced to kind of cooperate, right? So,
Okay.
so there a lot of the times comes a negotiation process where the one pawn player uh, knows that they can tie with the other pawn player and make it so both the other players lose, right? They feel like they're in a situation where they can succeed at that, and then so they're like, wait, if you open up his king, we can end the game now, and then scores will be tallied, and we will be able to win together as the pawn players, okay? And so then of course the other, the royalty on the other side is like, wait, no, no, we can make it so we can win together, and stuff like that. And they have like bonus points are provided if the one royalty is able to win a game without losing any of their pawns and stuff. So they have some incentive to try and win together. The scoring system is really one of the more clever parts of the entire game. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Was that a sufficient amount of distraction?
It was a good amount of distraction. I was done thinking a long time ago. Anyway, so the rusher is going to attack Vlox.
And you're gonna get two
And
misses just like I got two misses on you.
I am commanding the rusher to not
See?
miss twice, but he listens to you, I guess. He's a traitor. Anyway,
You
so
know
the
what? Vlox and the Rush are buddies. They go
the
way back. They play
the
coin chess
warrior
together.
against the scrapper. Oh, we actually have somebody who can fight in this game. And
Besides the gunner.
that's
Okay, he make him purple.
okay.
Everyone
Done.
who successfully does something in this game gets to turn purple. That's the way the rules work.
Okay. And I am going to build 3 magic and your turn.
Okay.
And I'll reposition my hand so that
Okay, this is a cool hand. I like this hand.
yeah, Colgha is busy both today and Friday. So
Um, do I want one of those? I don't feel like I want one of those. Okay, now of course I have that illogical feeling that I have, and I'm like, maybe I should hide the gunner now so they can live into the end of the game. That's
yeah,
what
I
I'm
don't know that
thinking.
we should play it that way, but
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try and play as normally as possible,
like
despite the.
we'll try and actually play a real game of Summoner Wars.
I don't know if you and I actually have that capability, but we are going to try.
I think we've done it once or twice.
I don't know. I think that's being a little bit too generous to us.
It helps if somebody else is watching us, like in the room, not just hypothetical future people. But if someone's sitting here judging us for being idiots, I always feel a little more committed to trying.
Well, I don't think I'm summoning since it's that. I'm making that slightly apparent because I placed a wall, and I know how to play this game, and I know that that comes after summoning. But I don't know exactly if I want. Like, do I want to approach the warrior? I don't know if I do. I think I want the warrior to come to me a little bit more.
I mean, the warrior is willing to come to you.
Well,
He's on your side of the board.
okay, I'm gonna do that. That.
Um,
I think I will do that just so you can't choke my wall as much.
so you'll choke your own wall.
So I'll choke my own wall. But then if you
Um,
kill it, then it opens the wall back up.
of what art is Vlox the master this turn?
Um, I don't know. Probably. Um.
You don't care.
Okay, no, no. This is important.
Steel.
Sculpting.
Sculpting. I like it.
I think that's it. Yeah. He probably made that hook himself, so maybe it's like metalworking.
Is it metal or is it wood? I've always assumed it was a hard wood.
I thought it was metal. I mean, it makes sense with
I mean,
like
especially
Violet
a
has this.
shepherd's crook is wood, though, isn't it?
But the Violets has her like whip that's made out of metal. It just seems like they enjoyed implementing that style of weaponry. Regardless, I cheated because I moved before I played Spy.
Oh, okay. Well, play spy, you cheater.
Yeah.
It drastically changes what I was doing between your move phase and your event phase.
Yeah, I imagine so. This is not a fantastic hand, but I will make use of it. So I'm going to put. Man, I'm unhappy. Well, this goes away.
Oh, I am unhappy about that.
Yeah, that's an okay one for me to discard. Superior
If
planning.
there were ever a best thing to discard in this deck, I think it's superior planning. Like I can live without any given one of the champs, but
Oh, that's true. Okay. In that
like
light, I'm happy.
I would rather lose a champ than superior planning.
Okay. That is one of your two bottom cards.
Okay,
I feel like there's a bury button,
there
but
is
I
a berry
also
button.
feel like it doesn't. Oh, it only works if it's on the board when you choose to bury it. Okay. So that should work. And then I'm also going to
Yes.
bury this. I know what I'm doing, I promise.
I'm not sure I believe you.
Okay, and then this is going to go on top with this. How many cards do you have in your hand again?
I have two cards in hand.
Okay, so that means
Both
you will
are
draw
Mountain
both of
for
these.
Death backs.
Okay, so there, that was Spy.
Exciting.
Okay, Vlox is going to attack the Rusher.
With the power of sculpting.
Oh, look at that. Right out of the gate, he gets to become purple. Okay, and then the Scrapper is going to attack the Warrior. He does not get to heat like that. I mean, that was good, but that's not purple quality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he didn't kill anything.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like you're going to get more caught up in this turning units purple metagame than you are in the actual game.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's like I'm winning this game twice with purple and without. I'm gonna build some cards. I think I'm gonna build all of these cards. Wait, let me think. Do I build this last card? I don't think I need to build this last card, but do I want to build this last card?
You do want to. I am predicting.
I'm going to keep this last card.
Okay.
Your turn. That was mainly just to make sure your prediction was false.
Always a good way to make strategic decisions.
Exactly. See, you get it.
If only this were a superior planning instead of a greater command.
Yeah, I decided to give you a greater command, you know?
Yeah, that I don't need.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Yeah, it's worth doing. So I'm going to summon a Storm Mage, and it doesn't matter where. And the reason it doesn't matter is I'm
Oh,
going
I
to
wonder.
muster.
Okay, hey, put
I'm
it
going
in
to
the
muster
middle.
the Storm Mage to there,
Put it
and
there.
I'm no.
Put it
Oh,
there.
why?
Because it
So
shifts my
it's
entire board to the side.
oh well, then that's a good reason. And I'm going to muster the Brute for the other one, and I'm going to put the Brute
Are you gonna
here.
hit Sunderved in?
No. I'm
Oh.
going to.
Then he can't become purple this turn, can he?
That's true. Sunderved is not going to become purple. So I'm going to just do this. The Storm Mage is going to call down some Righteous Lightning on
Not the
Vlox.
thief? Seems like a weird play.
I know it's this new thing I'm trying. Anyway, the Warrior versus the Scrapper, and he's on your side of the board, so he gets to become double purple.
No, he just he unpurples himself.
No, he
You
doesn't.
alternate.
And then the Brute is going to attack your. I'd rather attack your forward wall. The Warrior is going to attack your wall for 2. And that is my turn, and I'm building magic, and I'm going to build. Do I suddenly want Greater Command more than I thought I did? No, I really don't. Your turn.
The moment when you stare at a card and then question its
It's like,
existence.
it might be relevant now, except it's not.
Except it's not. That's usually what the. Okay, well, let's see. Thinking, thinking.
Thing two ing.
Sure. Let's go with it. YOLO. It's time to believe.
You've lost the moral high ground by saying yellow in this game.
Yeah, well, I lost my moral high ground a long time ago. Okay, so I'm going to play this card.
I'm in suspense. Oh, sniper.
As
Oh. I mean, Sunderved is going to get magic trained twice against Vlox, no matter what. Ew. I don't like you.
That's a pretty good turn for me. I'm happy with that. And
I
it's not
think
even over.
that's... Yeah, that was a pretty good turn.
Okay, Vlox is a sniper. The thief is about to, like, use a knife. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, this is gonna...
It's a surprise move, so I think the thief gets a backstab bonus.
I think that's how thieves work. A gunner is going to attack the storm mage first and foremost. The thief... Oh, unpurple. Nope, you don't get to be purple anymore. Nope, you're done. Okay, the Vlox is going to attack. Okay. And then the thief gets to attack the warrior. Oh, that was an accident. Regardless, I killed your purple guy.
You did kill it.
I get purple status on
The thief is particularly tough because he killed not just a purple unit, but a double purple unit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's hard
And now
to
I
deny
can
that.
magic drain you.
Yeah, so you thought that it would never happen, but it could. Your turn. I have one card in my hand.
Okay, I'm going to draw my magic drain, and then I'm going to...
I remember spying that as your like fourth card down or however spy works. I'm allowed to just add cards to your deck.
I just deleted my hand. That was brilliant of me. Well, I know what they were, so hold on and let me...
Wait, if you hit the undo button, it fixes it.
Oh. That works too.
Yeah, hit the undo button.
Yep. There's a big difference between turning my cards face up and deleting them.
Not too much of a difference, but I can see why you'd think that.
It's noticeable.
That's probably true.
Anyway, so
this time you're going to brute Sunderved into Vlox, right?
Yeah, this time I'm going to use all my units I have on the board to win the game.
Yep.
No, Sunderved needs to be less hanging out being sniped by Vlox and more not doing that. So I guess I will dare your gunner to do anything useful. Snipers only get their bonus if... No, it's if they move one or fewer. So you can still snipe me on the right. But I think this is worth doing anyway. So no summons, no events. That's my move.
I'm happy with
Warrior versus the wall. And Sunderved versus the wall. And then building a bunch of magic, and your turn. What do I have? I have 2 left. I wish I remembered exactly what my common distribution was. But I'm going to build 3 magic, 2 cards in hand.
Okay.
And hopefully I did not just build all of a particular common that I have.
How many cards do you have in your hand again?
2 in hand, both Mountain Vargath backs.
Okay. So, we're going to do something like this, I think. And that. And that.
Lovely.
You see where this is going.
Yep.
So, I'm going to go... It's not optimal, but I'm going to do it anyway. Boom. Boom. And...
I am playing terribly, and I think we should maybe put this video up as a warning to people that haven't played against Vlox in too long.
I was wondering whether or not you were remembering about thieves, and since the thief was sitting right there within raid
The dumb
range.
thing is that I haven't. I built a card that I would have been totally happy to give you, and I instead I'm going to give you this.
Cool. Well, I'm going to attack your warrior first. Okay, yeah, she remains in her non-purple status. She was once referred to as the first purple. Now she's just referred to as the joke, also known as the orange player.
I'm so stupid.
Okay, I'm going to destroy this person. Or
I
actually,
like
I'm
how
gonna do this. Actually,
every time we bother playing a game that we record, we here you can have this as magic.
Oh, okay, cool.
Every time we bother to record a game, we both play one of the worst games that we've played.
That's true. I can't say that that's true about me currently, but that is bound to change.
Sooner or later, we'll play a competently played game.
I doubt it, but I'm looking forward to it. It is your turn.
So yeah, unnecessarily giving champions to Vlox as magic is sad.
I would let you. Like, do you want to give me the top card of your magic pile instead? You want to do that? I don't care if you want to do that.
I'm torn between. I feel like it's on one hand more useful for the people to learn from my mistakes, and on the other, that is absolutely what I should have done as the correct play.
Do you want to undo? Because I don't care.
Should I?
I mean,
Well, I draw the same cards regardless. No, I wouldn't because I would have held 3. So the most recent card I drew would have come back. This would have been the card in hand.
so you are accepting my.
Yeah, let's accept
Okay.
it because as much as we should learn from. So this is what I built last.
Okay, I'll take that.
As much as we should learn from our mistakes, and that was clearly a terrible mistake. And I do think it has some value to, if we put this video up, it has some value to be like, wow, look at what an idiot he is. That's how you don't play against Vlox. On the other hand, it also kind of makes the whole game be about, oh, look, Umbrageofsnow is an idiot.
Which I'm fine with that being the moral of the story.
Oh,
But
I'm fine with it being the moral. I mean, it's obviously the moral of the story. I just think it then kind of makes the rest of the game less like
so
how
we
much
just changed the ending of the story.
we just changed the ending. We proved that people can be stupid and get away with it.
As
And
long as their opponent is
is
also stupid.
as long as their opponent is a classy gentleman like Uncleeurope.
Aw.
No, we proved that sometimes in the world stupidity is rewarded and not punished.
Which is that's very apparent in the world today.
Yes. Now, honestly, I was just thinking about it in terms of the interest of the video. Is it just going to be boring because the outcome is me whining about, or even just us both thinking that how different would this have been if I hadn't given you Torin as magic because that was dumb. So anyway, Cloak of Shadows is on the thief.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove it because it's not
Yep, go
technically
ahead.
supposed to be there, and I think that we can
And
remember it at this point.
that yeah, I know he is shadowed with he's cloaked with the shadows.
Like you can't even see him. You have no idea where he is. There's just like this weird wall place where you can't move through. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, see, he's invisible.
Yeah, see? No idea. Gone.
I am going to do something this turn. I'm going to summon a thing, and I'm going to play a wall. What am I summoning and where? I need the walls to get some lane blocking going on.
Yeah.
I think that what I'm doing is...
You got this, man. And by the way, I figured out why you made that misplay. Because the thief came out and killed somebody, you forgot that it was actually a thief.
I know, it was way too useful to be a thief.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, it actually attacked something.
So I'm going to prove that I don't actually care about playing Torridon anytime soon.
Yeah,
And
exactly. It's like I wanted him in my hands to be clear, but I don't necessarily like. I just want to look at him.
yeah, he's. I really like his lizard thing. Actually, it took me forever to realize he was riding a lizard, and it wasn't just a fat mountain Vargath with weird feet.
You've just never really looked at that art that closely.
Yeah, for the first, but I mean, playing in real life, Mountain Vargath were one of the first decks we had, and for the longest time, I just thought he was a very chubby Mountain Vargath with weird feet
That could trample things.
that could trample. Well, because he had weird feet,
Yeah, exactly.
giant dinosaur feet for some reason instead of hooves.
That's what I'm saying, right? He has weird feet so that he can trample things.
Um,
Because nobody can really trample anything unless they have weird feet.
well, Midi Mumway could tell you that.
Exactly. Also got the weird feet.
So Sniper Vlox is just too annoying. So I'm going to play a wall here.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything else with that. I'm going to move the Storm Mage to
Are you
here.
sure you don't want to kill the purple one?
I'm sure I don't want to kill the poor.
I think the purple one is a really good target.
I don't like killing the Poiple one.
Poiple.
So Poiple.
Poiple. That's the correct way to pronounce it. I have to
Yes.
like not pronounce it that way because I'm trying to keep up appearances. I don't know what appearances I'm trying to keep up, but I'm trying to keep them up.
All of the appearances. So the warrior attacks the gunner for
I
3.
really hope the Storm Mage misses his attack.
The warrior,
Oh my
the
goodness.
warrior, uh, does not ever get to be
You
purple.
know what? You know what? Boom.
No, it's just that the warrior rolled
No,
three-eyed
no, the
snake
gunner
eyes.
dodged like a lot.
Uh, well, the storm mage is going to just attack the thief for 2, and it proves that the storm mage is actually useful. And Sunderved is going to blow up the wall with the perfect accuracy that Sunderlings do not have.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect accuracy.
I don't
Uh,
know what your 2 dice that you rolled were.
the storm mage.
Yeah, I don't know why I rolled dice. Did you just decide to attack?
Yeah.
He had Cloak of Shadows on him.
Oh, well then why didn't I just wound him?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, then obviously that's what I do instead.
Okay, cool.
You know how we remember that he has Cloak of Shadows, and
Yes, yes.
we can
I
forget
mean,
that.
half of us remembered that he had Cloak of Shadows.
Well, I summoned the Storm Mage.
And since half of us remembered, we just rounded to the nearest whole number.
Yeah, I did remember, like, I mean, not that I had other commons to summon, but Storm Mages can kill units with Cloak of Shadows easily. That thought went through my head.
So obviously it should be summoned and then use its standard attack.
Yes, clearly.
You're doing a good job this game, man.
Someday we should record a game that is not just a comedy of errors. Anyway, no builds. Go ahead.
Things are about to get really sad for you, man.
Things are already sad for me, or for my mental health.
I
at the
guess that's
moment.
true. Um,
Things are sad for
choices.
me when that warrior missed all 3 dice.
It was fantastic. I do not know exactly what I want to do here. The options are quite fantastic.
Are you William Shatner right now?
I do not know.
Thief. Oh, Admiral. I'd have summoned a thief.
I
Way
mean,
back.
I had like another option that I could have used, and I still don't know which one I really should have gone with. But
Well,
I'm gonna stick
ensuring
with
that I
it.
can never hit the gunner or the thief
Yeah, I think that
is.
this is pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna go boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. Okay. So gunner attacks, and then sniper attacks, and then I'm gonna build some cards. Oh, ooh, that's interesting. I do not know what I want to do here. Okay, I'm not happy about it, but I'm building that too. Your turn. One card
Okay.
in hand.
So you build a magic drain that you're not happy about.
Is that your assumption?
I don't know. I'm guessing kind of at random, but yeah. I can build that. I can do 3 wounds to Admiral. I think maybe I just like summon something to put in the way of your thief and try and wound Admiral via warrior. Yeah, killing the gunner is going to get me nowhere
Yeah, if you ever get there.
if I ever get there. So I'm going to summon a brute. I'm going to give up all hope of ever summoning a champion. Brute, 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 brute. What are you doing? You are going to hang out right where you are.
He's existing currently.
Yeah, he's going to continue existing.
I'm excited
So
for him.
warrior versus admiral. I mean versus gunner.
Okay, that's against the gunner?
Yeah,
Okay, let me think about this.
I'd be surprised if you didn't take the ones on admiral, but oh wait, the you could still raid with the thief if you prevent the wounds with admiral. So, oh,
Um, I just want to let you take it, I think.
before you decide
I'm
that,
not going to. I'm gonna take it myself. Okay, boom. Oh,
uh,
wait, before you decide. I didn't decide. What's
it
going on?
doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was gonna say, can I, despite it being worse in some ways, can I put the brute there instead?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I assume that doesn't affect your decision anyway.
Oh, to block. It affects it a little bit.
Well, then make a different decision if you want to.
Yeah, I'll think about it for a little bit more, if that's okay. Let's see.
Yep. I was just realizing that admiral has a range of 3, not 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you could protect the thief and then raid with the thief, and you can still raid with the thief. I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter.
You're drunk. It's okay. The brute cannot be in both of those places at the same time. Don't know if you knew that.
The brute exists in a quantum superposition of this spot, and somewhere else.
Probably on the other side of the thief, too. The thief is really scared right now. I do not know what I'm doing at this point now.
I don't really.
Okay, I'm gonna let you kill it.
So here's actually what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. That is this is what the thief sees. He's in a hall of mirrors, and he's just getting like knocked around between all 4 of this one brute. Okay, I'm letting you kill the gunner.
Okay. Did you move the gunner to my magic when I was
I
goofing
did.
around with the roots?
Yes.
Um. Anyway, brute versus thief.
We're very serious Summon Wars players. And
Nice.
we're to be treated as such.
Yes. We need respect from, I don't know, from no one.
We want respect from no man. Or something. What are you doing now?
Brute attacks admiral. I mean thief.
Oh, is that what already happens and I just completely missed it?
Yeah, I
I will
rolled
be
one
saving
hit.
the thieves' life.
Yes. And then Sunderved blows up the wall.
You are technically allowed to knock the admiral around, actually.
That's a good point.
Let me think about if I actually want to take that wound then. You are allowed to move him wherever you want to move him.
3 clear straight line spaces.
Well, yeah, you're allowed to move him in one of those areas right next to him. I don't know if that's worth you getting the...
I'm trying to think if this is in any way relevant.
It is actually relevant, but I'm taking the wound. You can move admirable. You can move
I
admirable.
can move admirable.
Yeah.
I think his selflessness in taking that wound was admirable.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Well, honestly, you can put him back to exactly where you want him next turn, no matter where I move him.
It's true.
So I guess I make you waste a move, but
You're forgetting something.
what am I forgetting? The warrior already attacked. The brute already attacked. The
What's something that I might want to do on my turn? That's typically the second phase of the game.
yeah, no, in the event phase.
That's not the second phase of the game.
Oh, the draw phase.
That's also not the second phase of the game.
The event phase is the second phase. What do you
This is summon phase.
summon? Oh, you draw and then you summon technically. Oh, duh. I guess that's relevant. I
That is a little bit relevant. It's actually quite relevant looking at my hand.
Oh, I'm thinking. I was just kind of thinking about it in terms of that you would rather, I don't know, summon over. I guess that makes sense. I was just thinking that with Vlox sniping Sunderved, if I blow up the wall,
Oh, I
and
was assuming you were going to blow up the wall. Maybe you won't. Okay, never mind.
no,
Maybe it
I'm
isn't relevant.
blowing up the wall. I think, but I'm thinking I also am gonna miss the way I'm playing. Why don't I figure this out? Yeah, see,
Good. Good.
and I will build.
I'm glad that we had that entire conversation then.
That was a great conversation. I will build one magic and have 3 cards in hand, and if you raid me, so be it.
Okay, this is interesting. I am upset. That's the first thing I'd like to note. Um, and then I became not upset again. Okay, this is fine. Oh no, it's not. It's awful. Darn everything. I'm actually gonna switch tactics here a little bit, I think.
And summon Kyra.
I don't know, actually. So here, I'm gonna tell you because we're friends, right? Friends.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're friends.
Okay. Cool. Kyra and Dog have made an appearance in my hand.
And
Now,
you don't know who to summon first.
yeah, because I could do Kyra, but I can't really make a huge use out of her this turn. I can make an okay use out of her this turn, and Doc can start patching up Admiral, which is also notable. I think I'm actually going to go with Doc, surprisingly, but then that means Kyra, which is like the main focus of this entire deck, is going to come out a lot later.
Yeah, because it's gonna take you. Well, did you build Magic Train or no?
I did not.
Okay, so you've got the Magic Train, so you're reasonably likely to get 2 more magic out of that soon-ish. Because I really need to get more units on the board
Um,
to keep these stupid thieves under control.
I'm going to do Kyra anyway. Do you
But
see
yeah,
that?
Admiral's not that wounded,
Do
so
you see that card that I built that I didn't want to build?
hold on, I'm gonna look. Um, those are cards you've played.
Raid, the second raid. It's gone.
Oh, the second raid. There it is. Yep.
Okay, so
Gunner, Rusher, Storm Mage, Tinkerer, Sniper raid.
I'm going to attack the Brute, Kyra. I'm going to get all hits for purple. Like that. See that?
Like that.
All hits. Admiral is going to attack the Warrior. And I'm going to attack my own wall. Right?
Interesting.
Right? Yes?
It's not crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it.
I have a very high chance of killing it on
Look
my
at
turn.
that. That's fantastic. This wall is the best wall in the world. I'm now going to build 2. That's okay. Go.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make this wall purple because it's on my team.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that's fine. That's warranted.
Anyway, hand flipped. Doing something. What am I doing? I don't. What am I even doing in a greater sense?
Yeah, like overall, you're kind of taking pot shots randomly
I'm being
and
frustrated.
losing magic advantage quickly.
I'm having terrible magic economy and losing the game. So let's see. You've got 5 units out. I've got two. If I summon one, you still can't magic drain me. If I summon one and kill two, which I'm not going to do, so I'm going to take pot shots at Admiral, Wall, and Thief. And by Admiral, I mean probably the sniper.
I could let them die for magic drain.
You could, but then I would have three, and you would have three. So,
Probably, yeah.
do I want to summon something, or do I just want to smack the thief around?
The thief is not undercover.
Yeah. I guess I want to summon, and I want to build a thing that I haven't been building.
Does that happen to be a champion?
Yes.
Poor
I think
champion.
I think Tordin is going to be ground up and turned into magic.
Which is sad because he was once magic a long time ago.
He was going to be magic anyway. So maybe he's the same as if you had you can magic drain him away, and then we can.
It's like this whole thing never happened. It was all the same.
I'm just finding I have no. I'm not going to be able to summon. Yeah, I need a rusher. I need another common unit on the board if I'm going to do anything. And then Brute here, Sunderved here. Yeah. Okay, so first things first. Brute. Yeah, I'll keep Sunday here. Okay, so
You're gonna get 2 misses anyway.
Brute versus Sniper. Or, no, Rusher versus Thief first. And the Rusher can kill the Thief.
It's fine. Hey, he become purple. He becomes purple. Yeah.
He become purple.
Purple.
Anyway, Brute versus Sniper.
I knew that was gonna happen. I felt it. I told you, didn't I? He's gonna get 2 misses.
He did, and Sunderved against Wall.
The wall finally falls, and it goes to you.
Finally. And then I'm going to build magic.
It's weird how brutes interact with Admiral like this, because I'm having to try and play around it to like pack units around Admiral so you can't throw him into an area where he's not covering someone anymore.
And do I want to build more magic? No, I don't. I'm just going to hold at 3 Mountain Vargath cards in my hand. Go ahead.
Okay. Here we go.
I should have built Tordin a long time ago, which means there was really no point to our revising history about Tordin in the first place.
It's true. I'm assassinating.
That's sad.
Yeah. How much magic am I gonna be able to get here? Wait, did I actually play the assassinate card, or did I just act like I had assassinate?
I think you just acted like you had assassinate.
Yeah, fantastic! Look at that. The assassinate card gets to come join the assassination.
I just believed you that you were assassinating me. I didn't need to see any like, proof of.
It's just like, I'm playing assassinate, and then I build assassinate as magic at the end of the turn. Value. Okay.
Yeah, it was just your third assassinate in the deck.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to attack. The sniper's going to attack the rusher.
On the other hand, I'm winning the long game here, so because you're almost out of cards.
What long game? Kyra and Admiral on Sunderved.
Unless you get all hits on Sunderved, and then or close enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm gonna build you.
I think I'm gonna have to fall back.
Your turn.
Okay.
2 cards in hand.
I draw 2 cards. I weep quietly into my keyboard. I do have fallback, and I am almost definitely playing it.
Seems like a good call.
Um, but it's more helpful if I also have some units on the board.
That was loud.
Oh, sorry. I don't have the magic to hit Kyra if I miss. So
Yeah.
Kyra's ability actually is going to be assuming I summon a champion.
You could just attack Admiral, too.
I might just attack Admiral.
He's right there.
I might just attack the sniper and Admiral and dare you to save the sniper.
I like dares.
So I know you like dares. I hope that you're able to resist drugs and violence. I'm going to summon Quen.
I don't usually accept them. I usually just kind of laugh at people that try and dare me to do things. But in that fashion, I like dares.
So yeah, I'm gonna play fall back, and I'm falling back to this wall.
Okay.
Although I suppose it doesn't matter all that much, but I really have no interest in putting Sunderved here. So, and I have no commons with which to fall back. So, I'm going to put Sunderved here.
I see what you're doing.
Sunderved is going to attack the sniper.
So I can choose to save 2 dice on Admiral by letting you have that magic. I am just going to take the 1 wound.
Yeah, exactly. You could instead give me a magic so that I can re-roll one of those ones. Or
Yeah.
anyway, so Quen has 2 on Admiral, and Quen does 1 wound. Sunderved falls back to. You've got 5 magic. Sunderved falls back to here, and I build 2 magic. 1 card in hand. Go ahead.
Okay. And draw some stuffs. What'd I get? That's pretty
And
good.
now you are out of cards, so maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe there's hope, but I don't feel great about my odds.
Okay, so I'm
And
summoning
now
that.
the Doc Admiral Kyra thing actually gets into play, and it seems pretty good. It seems better than I was at first thinking.
Yeah, it back in the day, it was quite significant. I'm gonna do that, and this.
So it's kind of weird when we're playing Vlox versus Sunderved for you to talk about back in the day, but you're talking about Doc and Kyra.
Yeah. So I'm going to.
And I'm
Vlox is Doc, by the way.
okay. Dr. Vlox.
Exactly. So 5 dice on Quinn. That is not enough. And then I'm going to try and heal Admiral, which, how does that work again? Instead of attacking, you may choose a common or champion unit that's adjacent to him and roll a die. If it's 3 or higher, I remove a wound. Boom. Owned. Okay. Healed
Yep.
up. I'm going to build this. I think it is your go.
Okay.
2 cards in hand.
I am going to. So your cards are both cloak backs.
Yes.
And I drew my. I'm not even going to bother. I drew Corbleton, the only, the only Varkath Vanguard that you already knew was in my deck. So I drew Corbleton. Plus, the other cards are all Mountain
He costs
Varkath.
2 magic, right?
Yeah. I'm summoning Corbleton this turn. I'll just owe you the other 4 magic later.
I'll take it. I mean, I don't need it at all, but I'll take it.
Corbleton though is really good against Kyra.
That's true.
So no, I'm using one of those magic to blow
Quinn is
up.
both great and bad versus Kyra.
Yeah, I think. What do I need to do? I need to. I need to kill Doc. So, with that in mind, I'm going to summon a Rusher.
Just as a note, you will not be killing Doc. You might be killing Admiral. You will
That's
not.
true.
You will not be killing Doc.
I need to break up this Admiral Doc nonsense a little bit.
Isn't it pretty cool? What's going on here?
It is really cool. So no events. Doing this,
Okay, that makes sense.
and
Are
then
gonna slide Sunderved up a little bit?
I mean he doesn't actually boost Quinn at all.
Well, no, but hey, do you want him to be in the action a little bit more, or what?
That seems like just asking to get blown up by Kyra.
Almost certainly. Are you ready to go?
I'll bring Sundervid up at a later date when he can actually accomplish something.
Fantastic.
So, Rusher versus Doc slash Admiral. Yeah, actually, I can't kill anything useful this turn, so 2 hits.
I'll let Doc take that.
Quen versus Doc, aka Admiral.
Um, I'll let Admiral take that one wound.
I would agree with that decision. And then I'm going to spend a magic, and Quinn is going to try that again.
And I'll let Admiral take that one.
Okay.
I'll let Doc take that one. Okay, so
Did you have something to say before your turn, or?
no. It's my
Okay.
turn?
I need to debate building, and I was going to actually talk it out a little bit. So
Okay,
I've
go
got
for
4
it.
cards in my hand, 3 cards in my deck. That means I have Corbelden, and if I built everything else, I could summon Corbelden. Or I could keep 1 additional card for each thing of yours that I kill, which isn't going to be that many things. So I don't want to plan on... Until Admiral dies, it's going to be very little. So the question is, do I build essentially everything and go for Corbelden? Or do I build Corbel? I think I've got to either build Corbelden this turn or build my remaining
You're
superior
not going to get
planning.
Corbel next turn, so it's going to have to
No,
be in like 2 turns. And I mean, you're probably confident that both of the units that you have on the field right now are dead.
yeah. So, and that's exactly the thing: is Corbelden is not going to do anything.
It looks pretty
Turn.
likely that you just lost.
Well, yeah, the game is very grim right now.
So
I'm not.
what is your win condition? What is your out?
Well, that's what I'm debating. Is Corbelden my best win condition? And he might be, but Corbelden isn't going to have any cards to discard at that point. So
Exactly.
Corbelden is terrible.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to build Corbelden right now.
It's a good call.
Because I need to summon commons instead. So I'm going to hold on to this common, and I may as well hold on to this card because it doesn't matter right now, and go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to do this. I think. Yeah, I'll move that there, and then I'll move this here, and this here.
So yeah, my win condition is relying on commons, and with Admiral and Doc and all this nonsense, it's not going to happen.
Kyra on Rusher. There's too much value going on here.
Yeah. Yep, your thing came together. So what I'm noticing though is your
Doc
thing
on Quinn.
took a
Oh,
while to come together. So
heal Admiral.
I'm thinking that
Your turn.
against this deck, it actually gives Vlox a much better end game than he normally has.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting to run. Well, see, the thing is, though, you can't really summon very many commons. You have to kind of build a lot of them to get this set up. But there is the other, like, alternative thing where you... That's one of the reasons I recommended slashers when we were talking about this deck earlier, is because that's a cool way to get
A common out.
a unit that can attack. Now, is a slasher going to be that like better than a thief more often than not? I don't know, and I don't think so. Like I was comfortable summoning
That
a thief.
sniper has given you, I think, a lot of options too.
Yeah, the sniper has like that was a really good buy early on, especially since Admiral was able to plop himself down.
Yeah,
Later.
Admiral will make snipers a lot better. I keep calling him. I keep starting to call him Admirable still.
You're welcome.
You've ruined me. Uh,
In other news, Quinn is not dead.
in other news, Quinn is not dead, so Quinn can attack something twice.
Unless you want the magic.
Yeah. yeah. 'Cause, 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 yeah So I do. Quinn not dying is part of my fictional win condition. How many cards do you have left in hand?
Two.
Two still in hand. Okay. So I have four magic worth of commons left in my deck. I don't feel bad telling you that because I think it's better to talk this out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got four magic worth of commons, plus I've got Quinn. I think maybe I should have built an extra thing last turn. Were I thinking about this clearly?
Yeah,
But
since it's
part of
not
that was
likely you're going to
me
be able
not
to leech a magic off of me.
tracking what was in my deck well. So I should pay more attention to deck tracking in the future. Anyway, I think what I need to do is get Admirable away from Doc and hope that Quinn goes 2 for 2 on Doc. So I'm going to summon a Brute.
Yeah, this is a cool play. I'm
I'm
excited
going
for
to summon the
this.
Brute here.
Oh, this is okay. This is a little different than I thought, but it makes sense.
You
Okay,
thought I was going to
Doc,
Brute Doc,
and hope for
which is
2 out of 2.
actually kind of the same thing. If I Brute Doc and hope for 2 out of 2, I mean the Brute takes 3 wounds that way, whereas the Brute takes 2 wounds this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of like this better because I think you're going to get fewer dice on the Brute,
Okay,
and I need that Brute to live.
that
But
makes
again,
sense. I'm okay.
it's
I'm okay with
kind
it.
of I'm torn. I don't know what's well. No, you might get 4 dice on the Brute this way.
Yeah, and I would only
So
get 3 in the other way,
yeah, so maybe I'm better off putting it here for the same
and
reason.
hoping for 2 out of 2.
And hoping for 2 out of 2. But then if I only hit one, you can just take it with Doc and be fine.
Yep.
So, but I think the upside's bigger,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. This is a tough decision.
Another thing that you
Like,
could do is actually, if Doc takes a wound, you can knock Doc around. So you could do something like a little bit like how could you position yourself in a
well,
way?
okay. So let's say I put the Brute. Well, I summon it here, and then I move like Gwen, Brute, and then knock
Yeah.
Doc back. Does that accomplish anything?
No, no. Like how about like you move if it's like this, you move Quinn here and put that there, and then you hit with Doc, and if you get 2 out of 2, then
Yeah, actually,
Admiral
that's
knocks
probably
away, and if you hit Doc for 1, then you can knock Doc out of Admiral's line of sight there,
yeah. And Quinn dies, but Quinn's dead anyway.
and Doc's dead. And
Yeah,
this way, it's probably better for you to put that there too.
yeah, because obviously, I want to actually get Sunderved up into the action then. Yeah, I like this. It does mean that Quinn has less chance of surviving, but Quinn's chance of surviving isn't that good to begin with. So I think I just need to be really lucky in my in you missing me a lot, and I think
Yeah, that's
that's
kind of where you're at right now.
well. On the other hand, though, so let's say that Quinn was over there. Does Quinn have any chance of living in this situation? If I kill Doc, Quinn lives.
Unless I have a unit in my hand.
Unless you have a unit in your hand. And even then, that unit may not do 3 wounds. If it's a thief or a tinkerer or a.
Meaning, like, what do you mean 3 wounds? Like
So Kyra gets
can I
3.
kill? Can I kill
Kyra's got
Sunderved?
3 attack value.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking, how important is it to me that Quinn survive?
Well, in this scenario, he's here, right?
I mean, I can still move him, but yeah.
Yeah, but what? So what are you talking about? 3 wounds?
What I mean is, so let's say that I do go 2 for 2 against Doc, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the Brute. So if I go 2 for 2 against Doc with the Brute,
Admiral
then
goes away.
I knock Admiral around. Then Quinn goes 2 for 2 against Doc. So I need to have 4 hits in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Which let me
Yeah, exactly.
so I need to hit 4 dice consecutively. That's a just under 20% chance.
But why do I need a 3 attack unit to be able to kill Quinn?
No, I'm saying you don't need one. I'm saying the odds are better. So
Oh,
if I
okay.
kill Doc, which happens 20% of the time, then first off, if you don't have a unit in your hand, although that's not that likely, but if you don't have a unit in your hand, I've seen most of your events. Could be Magic Drain. I don't know. Um, if you don't have a unit in your hand,
The other magic drain is also in my magic pile.
then you have no chance of killing Quinn. And if you do have a unit, it's less likely to have 3 dice, right? So if Kyra attacks Quinn, Kyra kills Quinn 96% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a 2 attack unit, you kill Quinn 89% of the time. And if you have a 1 attack unit, you kill Quinn 2/3 of the time. So what I'm saying is, how much does my win condition rely on Quen living? Because I would have greater odds significantly of Quen living if I do this. And I think if I don't kill Doc, then I'm toast anyway. Right?
Well,
Like if I whiff on Doc, I think that's effectively game regardless of which lineup I have. If I go this way, the brute almost certainly lives.
and Doc almost certainly dies.
And Doc is slightly more likely to die because I need what? I need 3 hits out of 4 dice.
Yeah.
So if I need 3 hits out of 4 dice, I do that just under 60% of the time.
You actually
So
only need 2 out of 4 if I let Doc take the wound. From, like, if the brute goes 1 for 2 on Doc,
oh, that's true.
then you only need to hit 2.
Yeah, so I've got better than 2/3 chance. But Quen is dead, like certainly. There's no hope for Quen.
Yeah.
But I do have the brute. So the question is, how much can brute and Sunderved and my 1 remaining common accomplish anything? And that's a good question. So, I mean, I'm toast either way. I'm just feeling like Quen is my win condition. You know? Well, let's play it out. And we'll see if.
You're moving Sunderved then?
Yeah, so I'm going to move Sunderved up. So we're going to do we need to eliminate Doc, and we'll lose Quen. And we'll see if I can get really lucky on a Kyra. So, Brute versus Doc. 1 hit.
I'm going to let Admiral take it. Because that gives a higher likelihood that Doc lives.
So I'm going to move Admiral to here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Quen versus Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Ha. Okay.
You want to chain lightning?
So Quen kills Doc. And do I want to chain lightning? That's a good question.
Because if you fail, if you only get 1 for 2, then no wounds happen because of illusionist.
Yeah, so it's like 44% to do 2 wounds and 66% to do no wounds. But I may need to take some of these longer shots to have a hope of winning the game.
And do you need that magic for units in your hand?
I've got 1 unit remaining. It's not going to hurt me to build that. It's... I think it's worth the risk. So I do want to chain lightning.
Okay. By illusionist. You don't have the magic to pay.
Nothing. So
nothing.
I built 2 magic in order to summon my final unit. I assume Quen dies, and I pass.
Okay. So I'm going to go now.
And so I've got not really shocking, I've got a superior planning in my hand. And I had another event, and I just want to point out that I built that instead of superior planning, even though that's the event I probably want to use. I can just get it back with superior planning anyway. So holding the superior planning is better just because it allows more flexibility if there's some edge case where I want some other event.
Well, it's not fall back, and I feel like fall back is the one that you'd want to use.
Really? I mean, yeah, that's the other thing I might use superior planning for. But I was honestly thinking greater command is my
Interesting. Okay.
Well, I'm thinking I'm probably toast anyway, so I might want to Greater Command to the Brute if I get a shot at Vlox later.
Attack Quinn. Attack wall that's next to Sunderved. No healing. So pass. Your turn.
Yeah. So I love how you blocked Kyra in there. That's a good move. So maybe I do want to use Superior Planning for a fallback this turn. Either way, I think the more important thing is I want to have some hope of actually damaging Kyra. So I'm going to put a Brute down here under the same logic as before.
Okay. The brutes abound.
So
You can make admirable run away from Kyra again.
yeah, and then I can try and do some damage to Kyra. So I think in this case it may actually be worth using the fallback. So I'm going to use the Superior Planning as the fallback instead of the Greater Command.
Well.
For whatever reason, I was thinking that it would make more sense for me to be doing things like this and Greater Commanding the Brute. But
You have to do long shots.
I got to do the long shots, and I think the 2/3 chance instead of the greater chance on the fallback on the knock round is better. So fallback, by the way, is on the wall that Sunderved's at now, obviously.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really do me any good to fall back to being right in the line of fire. And I guess the Brute will come around to here.
You also need to think about where you want your commons.
Here.
Because of fallback lets you pull them too.
Yeah.
Because Sunderved's probably going to end up in that crook despite whatever wall you choose, right? Like.
Well, yeah, you've got 2 cards in hand still?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to want to use the other Brute defensively. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave this Brute up here so it has potential to come around, or does that...
No idea.
Vlox. Well, what if I use fallback on the other wall, and I'm falling Sunderved back to here, but I'm putting this Brute, like, here to keep Admiral out of the way?
And I assume you're sending Admiral down?
Yeah, so Admiral would be stuck at the bottom.
It is interesting.
You know what? That's my hope. I'm going to fall back to this wall instead.
Okay.
Okay, so... in which case... Yeah, I still want the Brute up here.
And you can even pull him back too, and then both of the Brutes can beat him up together if
Yes,
you need to.
Yeah, I'll consider doing that. So, Brute versus the Admirable Admiral. And I hit.
Unfortunate.
I slide him down there. Sunderved
You need all 3 hits.
needs all 3 hits against Kyra.
That's not it.
Does not matter. Okay, so fall back. Sunderved down to here. Brute down to here.
And do you want to do something with him?
And do I want to pull Brute back to beat up on Admiral? Kyra's 3 attack ranged is really good in the end game, is the problem.
Very good.
And I'm just not going to be able to safely approach her with Sunderved. So what I'm actually wondering is, do I want to pull Sunderved back to here and just sort of beat up on Admiral that way? And dare you to go one-on-one with Sunderved?
Mm-hmm.
And that might be better, and then I can chase Vlox around with the Brute. I mean, this is stupid, but everything I do is stupid. Both philosophically and...
Indeed.
And in the fact that I'm losing this game. I think I need a lucky turn of just really smacking Admiral around.
Okay, so my turn?
Yeah.
Cards in hand? 0?
So, miss everything.
No cards in hand?
No cards in hand.
Okay, so here we go.
It's all out on the field.
Okay, so, Kyra on Brute. Okay, I was planning on killing the Brute, obviously, if that had failed, so, with Admiral, but it did not, so I get to attack Sunderved in extra time. I'm just rolling all the hits. It's insane. It is your turn.
Yeah, so this doesn't matter. What's my best play here? Everything is irrelevant. Nothing matters. I guess the Brute's going to come back around. Sunderved runs away to avoid Kyra, because Kyra's way less likely to whiff than Admiral, and I have no hope. And then I need to hope to get lucky next turn. So that's my turn. Go ahead.
Okay. Cloak, it goes away.
Yep.
I do that. You said no cards, right? So I can
No cards in hand.
do
So I'm
slightly silly things.
hoping for a whiff. And I mean, I'd be hoping for a whiff anyway, but I'm just Admiral's slightly more likely to whiff than Kyra.
Kind of a weird play. I don't care. I attack Sunderved. Good game.
Good game. Yeah. Honestly, I shouldn't complain too much about playing poorly because my biggest mistake we took back, which I think actually, in the long run, for a recorded game, other than people thinking we're both cheaters, or that I'm a cheater in particular, I actually think this made this game a lot more interesting because we can see that I lost independent of my mistake, my raid mistake.
And this is a really interesting way to play Vlox.
Yeah, I'm liking this. I wasn't thinking that I would enjoy what you were doing as well when we were talking about it last night. I was thinking it was going to be a lot less interesting than it turned out being.
Yeah. And there's definitely a less interesting way to do this, right? You can set up your little tower defense thing with a single tower and just set up the heal and protect system.
You know, I don't know that that's better, though. That seems
Yeah.
worse to me than what you were doing.
Yeah, this, like, I kind of used Doc offensively
Well,
and just
not
used
even
Vlox.
so much that. Like, I would understand somebody making an argument that you want to protect Doc a little more, but the way you used, Admiral with healing allows you to get much more aggressive with all the other units because Admiral just protects everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I liked this game. I really should have just built. I should have built Tord in like turn 2.
Yeah, it's that thing in Summoner Wars when you want to build a card, but then you decide not to, and then you end up holding it for 3 turns and then building it. It just hurts so much.
The dumb thing is, I wrote some really long thing on Board Game Geek at one point about how you really ought to just commit to building champions sometimes because, sometimes you think about wanting to build the champion and then you don't build the champion, then you build it 5 turns later, and you would have been way better off if you just built it 5 turns earlier.
Yeah.
And I've thought about this a lot, and then I don't do it. I don't follow my own
Yeah.
advice.
It's a weird thing where when you were looking at it like halfway through, where I was at like 3 cards and you were at 9 or something like that, and you had the long game, supposedly. It's that thing where because you held Torden for like several turns, I was able to get more into my deck and create more of a magic engine going forward. And I was able to get a lot more value off of that just because I was more free in my building decisions, I guess.
Yeah.